Right, welcome guys to this very unprepared stream where it's a 7th gear racing, round 8, tier 2 tonight, and we are at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Bit of a delayed as some Xbox Live troll earlier on delayed the race by about half an hour-ish, but we made it, and I made it from work, so totally unprepared. But we'll go into it. Finley will be the first one to set a lap, so we'll stay on board with him as I just get the tables and everything I need up. So as mentioned yesterday with a new update, the cars being slower. So the tier 1 pole time around here was actually set by Thomas, 1:10.2. But we'll go have a look at the tier 2 record, which is actually faster in fact by Captain Duck last season, 1:09.4. So that was on the last game obviously, but we'll see if anyone can get that near that time today. Very busy track, though we've been waiting a long time, so always Finley takes too much curb there. So it's going to be Joel to set the first time of the night. And it's going to be 1:11.8. Finley sets 1:16 after that mistake at the end. As VQ is home Grand Prix, 1:12.0. Bio goes P3 with a 12.2. Woody Ketchup 12.3. As Funky Panda goes provisional pole 11.7, but he's beaten immediately by Winnets in the McLaren. 11.6. The Mercedes of Dylan goes P7. And the Ferrari of Jay Hutchinson goes P8. The other Aston Martin, Killer Miller, on the mediums, sets a 1:18. Won't be very happy with that one. So Vaughan setting a 1:27. He must have a spin. Podgy Porter on the mediums had a spin as well by looks of things. So as Toto Wolff, who has kindly stepped in tonight to organise everything, has set 11.4 to go provisional pole, and it's at Paul. Yeah, he's invalidated. So Alfa Romeo of gone to pits. Everyone going to pits. So K's Gaboo making his debut tonight. We'll see what he can do on this lap. Now starting his flying lap. Before the update, I haven't done too many laps since the update, but the curve's seen a lot kinder compared to prior to the update. So just in time for Zandvoort, because the curbs here are very deadly. We'll see what the Frenchman can do here. Coming into the last sector now. Looks have done that okay. Oh, he's taking that inside curb. He did not want to do that as he spins out, but no damage done. It's Crouchy on the mediums now, going to start his flying lap. Looks like Dylan actually retired, so Sure he's had a crash or whatever. Yep, he just said to me he cannot believe he binned it. So there we go. He's doing this track with them fast right-hander. So we need to get out of the way of these two cars. So Adam puts a P2 actually, I didn't see that one. We'll go back on board with Crouchy. Let's see if we can have more than 11 drivers finish like last season. Yep, last season it was pretty bad, and that's a very decent time for Crouchy on the medium tyre as well. Puts a P2, only 2 tenths off Toto. We'll be very pleased with that. But yeah, last season it was a bit messy to say the least. A couple of jokers got into the lobby, just pissed about really, but they occasionally come through as Rob picks up a time penalty, a grid penalty with Funky Panda. And they've both just stopped here, facing the wrong way, so not sure what's going on. Try and find out, and he is disqualified from the session. So he'll be starting near the back, or at the back, sorry. As Joel puts it P1, it's that as well, sorry. 11.3. Looking more like a time to beat. So, I thought someone just stopped on track again. Bio starting his flying lap. Just get last week's result up. And the standings, so have a look at them. As a Red Bull, I think Lenny goes P8 there. Oh yes, last week that was Suzuka in Japan, and our 7th different winner of the season. Looking for the 8th tonight. RL Paul was the winner of last week. In a wet to dry race. Quite an interesting race that was. Quite a big in the standings as well, because Winnett's DNF'd and brought Toto Wolf to the Case Kaboo on his debut. He goes P2. Not far away from that pole time. Winnett's in a McLaren as well, putting a decent time. So then he's back coming to the pits as the other. Oh, Podgy Porter has binned it. Still going out. Adam's 4 tenths up on his time, and he's also hit that inside curb. So I've seen that 3 times already, just in qualifying. Podgy's on a spin, looks like Killer Milam. It's on a hot lap. But yeah, as I was saying, Toto winning the championship at a minute with 78 points. It's very tight, this championship. Adam in second, 69 points. Vaughan with also 69 points. Rob with 68 points. Joel with 67 points. Winnets with 67 points, so yeah, about less than 11 points separate the top 6. Also Podgeporter not too far away, 51 points also, as Killer Miller sets the fastest lap so far for 11.1. Joel's going to give the mediums a go. Good lap from Killer Miller as it's getting very tight at the top now in this qualifying. Can't see how long I've got left because of constant yellow flag. Yeah, that was Fresh's first points in 7GR in the chat. This Funky Panda spins out as Mercedes of Vaughan will be the next one across the line. Says he's pretty much level with his time at the minute. Back to football for Fresh. Good luck all. Try not to jinx the front 7. It is Wednesday night, we like to jinx these people. As Crouchy. It should be a faster lap because he's set his time on the mediums. And it is, and he goes P2. Just a 10th off Killer Miller. So Joe abandoning his lap. He knows he's not going to go faster. The mediums, time's running out. Is that a spinner in sector 3? It's a Funky Panda again. Oh yeah, he's got no wing. Apology on his outlap. Adam also on his outlap. VQ's slightly up on his time, he looks like he's gone quite deep there. Staying way well away from them curbs. It is his home Grand Prix. We saw Legendary win his home Grand Prix around here, and it looks like he's abandoned his lap. Had a fairly decent debut. VQ looked very racy before doing everything. Caves looks like he's got some speed about him, so looking forward to seeing what he brings. And is that Podgeporter going for another spin? It is. And Adam is on his hot lap. As most of the cars are in the pits, getting ready for their final run. Can Adam stay away from the curb of death this time? Stays well away, and that looks like an invalidation, and it is. Winnets is retired. He was lost it in sector 2, so here he is, around this corner. Yeah, must have tapped that curb. And curb probably spit him into the wall, so even though he's put a decent time in, there's still a lot of cars. Yeah, it's been on the softs as well. I think he'll drop down the order. Vaughan starts his flying lap. Another good performance in Tier 1 last night. I think he got 5th or 6th, I can't quite remember. But anyway, he's improving every week. He became 5th last night in Brazil. Killer Miller still man the beat so at the minute. Not the best track for overtaking around Zandvoort, so qualifying is pretty important around here as Paul needs to get out of the way. I think he's out of fuel. Did compromise Vaughan slightly, but he's up on his time, nearly 2/10. So this should put him into the top 5 at least. He's going to get a little bit of a slipstream from Funky Panda if Funky Panda continues, and he is. And there it is. Not just in the top 5, provisional pole, 11.0. It's gonna... Ooh, it's Killerman, they lose it there. Joel starting his flying lap. Bio about to as well. We catch up. Is he on a flying lap? I believe Lenny is as well. He's actually invalidated, so now he'll move out of the way just in time. Just avoids Woody catch up. Quite a busy track. Let's see if Vaughan can pick up his 3rd pole of the season, I think. Crouchy looks like he can do it. Toto's down on his time. Yes, he doesn't improve. He might get round, I'm not sure what the time is. Another lap. Adam's way down his time, he must have made a mistake. Funky Panda also down his time. These drivers going for another lap, so there must be time for another to get round. Winner of last week, Paul, doesn't improve. K's. Oh, nope, we're finished qualifying now, so Vaughan won't be improving. Joel didn't improve, K's didn't improve, neither did Adam, as Finley has spun. There's a AlphaTauri now coming past. Bio's abandoned his lap. Podgeport at 6/10 up his time is down to 16th at the minute. It's going to pump up the order, and it does into the top 10, P7. Decent lap. Toto coming round, and Crouchy goes 2/10 quicker at the top there. Goes on provisional pole for the minute. Killer Miller is still out there. Nope, he's finished. So, Funky Panda, he's invalidated. Lenny, can he do anything? He improves very slightly, doesn't move anywhere. Woody Ketchup's finished. Paul's the last one to set the time, and he puts himself into the top 10 with 11.5. So, Bio on the medium, is that his best time actually? No. So pretty close qualifying. I'll do a rundown. Here we go. Take a screenshot. Alright, Crouchy in the Ferrari gets his first pole in 7GR. Vaughan P2, Killer Miller P3, and the other Aston Martin Joel alongside his teammate on the second row in P4. Decent qualifying debut for K's. P5, Winnets P6, Bodgy P7, Toto P8, Paul, last week's winner, P9, Boy ran off the top 10, Adam 11th, Finley 12th, Funky Panda 13th, Lenny 14th, Woody Ketchup 15th, VQ 16th, Dylan, who retired early on, gets himself 17th, Jay Hudson 18th, and Rob, who got disqualified in the session, will be starting from the back. So just told the boys to ready up in about 3 minutes time. but you expect the bottom 9 to start on the mediums. Tyre wear, I would imagine it's not too great round here with all the fast corners. But yeah, as I said earlier, it's not a great track for overtaking. Probably turn 1 is your obviously is the main overtaking spot, but with the dirty air at the last corner, it's quite hard to get close. Other than that, there's not really many overtaking opportunities, so hoping for a good race. It can't be any worse than last season around here in Tier 2 anyway. And here we go. No formation lap, so we're just going to go straight into the action. There's 5 there, and we're off already. There's the pit strategy already. Joel's had a good start. Crouchy's had a terrible start. He's fallen down to 5th already. And he's actually pushed wide. There's a spinner at the back. There's a Williams, a Funky Panda. But Vaughan takes the lead of this race. Williams had a good start. Up to P3. 4 places. Joel's on the tail of Vaughan. There's another spinner at the back, Finley. No idea what happened to Crouchy. He's had a shocking start. Didn't get off the line at all. But anyway, he's down in 17th position after just the first few corners. Byers had a very good start, up 4 places. Vaughan to be under pressure from Joel early on here. Rob, who started at the back, has also had a good start. He's up 6 places. Let's see if Joel makes an early move. Looks like he's going to. He's got the slipstream and he's going to breeze past Vaughan. Vaughan will try to stick around the outside. As Roger Porter's into the pits for a wing change, I would assume. Joel is the leader now. When it's P3, Killen Miller on the back of this as well. K's We'll want to push a little harder because he doesn't want to fall out of the DRS train. And that's Rob T, and he's retired. Let's see if we can catch that where he's retired. Also, a bit of a strange place to lose it. No safety car as of yet. Rob T, who's in the championship fight, is out of this race. You see K's Kaboo actually struggling to keep up with the top 4, so he's going to be on the threat from Bio when the DRS is activated. Yeah, we see Vaughan just not using any of his DRS at the minute. He is playing the long game. Trying to get away. Already used 70% and Finley's gone as well. And we have VSC. He looks like he lost it on the exit on the final turn. So 2 retirements so far, lap 3. Vaughan needs to pick up the pace a little bit. He wants to be careful with Delta, but don't want to be caught out at the same time. Hopefully we won't have a full safety car, but if we do, we'll see the brand new Aston Martin safety car. Oh, and Jay Hutchinson didn't get his Delta down in time. It looks like Joel's got a good getaway. He's a second ahead of Vaughan. And Winnett's had a bad restart as well, it seems. Sport K's Babu has fallen behind a little bit. He is now on this DRS train, so that's going to help. Oh, as Killer Miller goes down the inside of Winnett's there. Looked to be a nice clean move, and he's up there to the top 3. And here we now chasing down Vaughan, still being patient with his ERS. K's Babu is also not using much ERS. This game get a lot more ERS than the last game, obviously, and it was very hard to recharge around here, so maybe that is in the mind of Vaughan and K's. Not too many heavy braking zones to recharge, so once you're out of ERS it's going to be a struggle to get it back. But we have DS train of Vaughan. So he might come under threat. Kilometer's not close enough this time anyway. And just a second half back to Bio. There it is. I could never find these things. Down the top 4 battle for now as the yellow flag. Sector 1, not sure what's going on there. Yeah, just being cautious with the curbs is K's, it's Crouchy and Lenny having this little battle for P11. Crouchy tries to make a move down inside of that turn, but Lenny will have the line for the next one, and he is ahead. Vaughan caught onto the back of Joel now, so used a bit of ERS. Yep, just use about 20% to get on to the DRS. So it's the fastest lap of the race. Also, it looks like Crouchy will make a move on Lenny here. Try and defend this around the outside, which is the better line around here on turn 1. The camber of the track, you can brake a lot later on the outside. It's Funky Panda, that's the first one to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Really Ketchup's had not a bad race in P9 at a minute. That's improved on last week. Very DNF'd his debut. Only his second race today. Yep, Killer Miller just falling behind Vaughan now as Vaughan looks to push as Paul gets past Woody Ketchup on that DRS train. And I wonder what this battle between Crouch and Lenny races on. Going round to the last corner. Doesn't look like Vaughan's close enough again to overtake Joel. See if Crouchy can get the move done this time. He's a bit closer this lap. Looks like he's going to do it. Oh, he just backs out. He's going to Have a little look down the inside. It's a nice little battle form between them two. When it's sticking to the back of Killerman's DRS, with all a full tank of ERS to play with. Just waiting for the right opportunity to pounce and get back to this battle again as Crouchy's past it. Lenny this time. He's finally got through. We'll see if Lenny can fight back in this DRS zone. Not going to be close enough this time. But it looks like Vaughan is very close to Joel on this lap. Nah, doesn't look like he's going to make a move. Not quite. Toto's on the attack of Bio. Lane not close enough there. It's a battle for the wooden spoon at the minute. Jay Hudson at the back at the minute. Trying to stick with Funky Panda. Joel still leads this race. Vaughan's barely touches the ARS this race. Yeah, it looks like Lenny's just tailing off to Crouchy. It looked like Crouchy had the more pace. Obviously he got pole. That was a good little battle from Lenny. Had a rough couple of weeks as Lenny has DNF a couple of times. And a few spins, and there's Funky Panda again. He is off the track. But we'll go back to the front. Vaughan is on the back of Joel, all over his gearbox. Another yellow flag, and that's a Red Bull of Adam, another championship contender. May have lost it on the last turn, but luckily pit lane was right there. Then he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Toto is very close to Bio, or was temporarily. He uses quite a lot with the DRS as well. And that Podgy and Funky Panda, I think, has decided to call it a day in the pit lane. Obviously not one of his favourite tracks. Not a good exit here from Vaughan, so he's going to have to use some ERS to get back within that 1 second. When it's just sticking to the back of Killerman, just keep picking up the ERS, so he's getting away from his teammate. So, Paul's now caught up to this little battle here. There's a Woody Ketchup and Dylan going at it. Set the one, there's a spinner, that's Bio. Not much luck this last couple of weeks. Last week he was in the lead on the last lap before spinning out. Denied a victory. Very unlucky for him last week. Was running pretty good in P6, I think he was. He's had no spin today. So pit stops must be quite close to these soft runners. No Vaughan go for it this time. Pretty close. Not decided to use the ERS yet. He's coming in, he's going to go for the undercut. Killer Miller's going to do the same when it stays out. Vaughan's going to put on the medium tyre. And Killer Miller's gone for the one stop. He's going for the hards. Paul's also in. He's going to try and get the undercut on Toto and Bio span out me, so just Toto. Make some ground on the top three. Also. So we'll see where filter back out these top three. So EQ getting close to the back of Paul. Paul had a mistake, he's fallen back a few places. Didn't quite see what happened, but he was behind Toto at one point. Is Joel going to pick this lap? He is. Winnitz is going to follow him in. Okay, still want to follow him in, otherwise he's going to be double stacking, so he's got to do an extra lap on them tyres. Toto's very good with tyre management, expected him to stay out. Another two different strategies at play there. Joel going for the hards, Winnitz on the mediums, and Vaughan is already. Has he passed both of them? Oh, he's side by side with Joel, so he's just managed to get the undercut on him. Very close there. Feels like Winnitz was lost out a bit because lost a bit of ground there. And also Killer Miller is also all over the back of him. As Vaughan's crashed, oh, it's just as there's a safety car. Got the undercut done. He lost at the fast sector 2 section. So there's the first safety car of the race. These back runners could be happy, as well as the top 4 because they have not pitted yet. So we'll see where the top 4 come out. Joel will be taking the lead of this race once again. So unlucky to Vaughan. Another championship contender. Yeah, he's retired, that's 2 of them. Rob, I can probably include Finley as well, so 3. 3 of the top 7, 3 of the top 8 in the championship are out of this race, and they can't really afford to lose too many points at this stage. Only 4 races to go after this one, and there is the brand new Aston Martin. And Aston Martin behind him with Joel leading this race. It's a nice looking safety car, isn't it? So Adam comes in. Got to serve his 5-second speeding in the pit lane. So about half the field on mediums, half the field on hard tyres. There's going to be interesting strategies going on. Yeah, coach here, just explaining his poor thought there's a formation lap. Most leagues run formation laps, but we decide not to. Mainly because of the glitches it brings sometimes. We just decide not to risk it. But anyway, Joel leads this race on the hard tyres. Winnitz is going to be on the faster tyre right behind him, so see some racing between them two. Killer Miller third. Aston Martin looking very strong at the minute. Toto's made himself up to P4. Okay, still having a good debut. I think he's really moved anywhere from the start position. No, he hasn't. Toto's up 4 places. Dylan's had a quiet race there, but he's up to P6, up 11 places. Paul in P7, William P8. He's on the halves as well. Crouchy also gone for the halves. As we just said, he was on pole position for this race, but he didn't realise there was no formation lap, so he had a pretty poor start. And the safety car is in this lap. Adam, also a championship contender, at the back. So Joel is now the safety car. We shall see when he decides to send him. He's backing out the field at the minute. See if he can get the jump. Doesn't go quite just yet, and he's off now, I think. And Winnets has got a very good run. Looks like he's going to get the move done. Oh, not quite. Enough straight line speed for Joel. Paul and Dylan are a side by side battle. There's a McLaren of K's. Looks like he lost the position at the restart, but he's gained one back. And Woody Ketchup goes down the inside of Dylan. He's a poor restart from Dylan. He's going to try and fight back. Thought he's going to spin there. As Crouchy makes him way up to P9. He's on the back of Dylan as well. We'll go back to the front. Because Winnets will be on the attack of Joel very shortly. On the faster tyre. So Woody Ketchup had a good race there as well. As Pudgy Porter gets past VQ, he just decided not to pit because he's on a 4-lap old sauce right now. There's a bit of a battle at the back here. Lenny. Oh, it was Alfa Romeo VQ going very slowly. Looks like he's lost his wing. Unfortunate for him. As Woody Ketchup, as I was just saying a minute ago, he's had a good race. Had a spin at the last corner as Toto is up to P3. Gets past Killer Miller. He managed to stick. And there's another safety car because Lenny is DNF'd around the last corner. So we had one full lap of racing there, and the safety car is out again. Lucky for VQ because he just had that wing change. Toto is now up to P3. I could move with Killer Miller. Oh, where is the safety car? That's halfway around the track in a minute. Pudgy Porter ditched 7 softs now. He's gone on the mediums. Yeah, I think we had a safety car glitch around here. It just kept coming out every single lap. Hopefully don't have the same thing. It's been a pretty decent race so far. And a few overtakes. And, well, Adam and Woody Ketchup need to be careful, don't they? Get any penalties? Apparently it was a reset of track I missed, which was at the last corner. I think it was Woody Ketchup, so if that is true, he'll be picking up a 10-second time penalty at the end of this race. Won't affect him too much with the position he's in a minute. It's the same car in his lap. Just seems to be backing up. So hopefully one more lap as Podgy just recaptures the field. And VQ's gone for the softs, so he'll have to pit again. Maybe should have gone for the hards. Excuse me 1 minute. Right then, is the safety car coming into the lap? Yes it is. Hopefully we'll have more than one lap of racing this time. It's already set him off very early compared to last time. And there's a bit of collision at the back there. 3 people just picked up penalties I think, and Winnets again. Got a very good run, so Toto. Again, the straight line speed of Aston Martin. Joel keeps him ahead. Looks like Winnets was going to get him again, but he just could not get past. As Woody Ketchup also picks up another 5 seconds. He had a few laps here. There's Dylan. Is he side by side now? A little battle with Kays. So he's on the back of Paul as well. He's dropped a second behind the top 4 at the minute. Dylan looks to go down the inside of Kays. And Woody's had a very bad few laps. He's getting penalties all over the place. But anyway, Kays gets the inside line for the next corner. And he is ahead of Dylan. Crouchy waiting to pounce right behind. So the DRS will be enabled. Will look like we're going to have a pretty big DRS train going on. 3 second back, there was a spinner. Dylan around the last corner. We've seen a couple of them already. Was running P7. Did he have damage? Looks like he just avoided the pits. Avoided damage. And Joel's actually got a little bit away from Winnets in sector 1, but quickly corrects that with a bit of ARS. So Adam passes Joey Hudson to go P9. Front 2 just slightly getting away. Toto. So Bio gets past Crouchy. There's another yellow flag, and it is Crouchy who's spun round. Who's making his way back up the field. He's made a mistake somewhere, or some sort of contact, and puts him back down out of the points. Ooh, Joel has a little moment there. Oof. managed to survive it. So yeah, we're going to have a DRS training for the top 6 as things stand, as Toto just gets out of it. But I would suspect these medium runners will probably go to the end now. Or they'll at least try to. A few laps under the safety car has helped them. But these hard runners won't have to worry about their tyres at all. So winners with the DRS on Joel, who's led most of this race so far. Let's see if he can get close enough this time. It's so hard to get close around this last corner. So Joel tries to break the slipstream. He's decided not to follow him. Dylan looks to make a move on Hutchison, and he's done that easy peasy into the point. So Dylan, after that spin, it's VQ also making a move at the back here. And he's going to bruise past the Haas or Woody Ketchup. And he moves up to P13. So Winnett needs to stay in the DRS. Toto very close to the DRS detection zone, as was Killamilla a moment ago, but he's made a little mistake there. Let's give him all a chance to have a little run here. K's but who's not far behind. Doesn't decide to make a move just yet. They're very smart, you know, very hard to take around this track. Case has a moment there, managed to save it. Having a decent debut so far. I like what I've been seeing so far from K's. VQ sets the fastest lap of the race, 13.2. Paul trying to close the gap with Killamilla. He's falling away from Toto, so the top 3 are getting away quite nicely. This will be another good haul of points for Toto, who's leading this championship, especially with Vaughan and Rob out of the race, his teammate. But Joel is only 9 points behind in the championship, so what was it, 11? Yep, 11 points, sorry, he's behind Joel, so if he does win this race, it's going to be good news for him. As Crouchy passes his teammate, and he's going to try and get some points this race. Very unlucky for him at the start. Toto's desperately trying to hang on to the DRS. You can see his DRS bar is very low at the minute. As Killamilla picks up a 3-second time penalty, that's going to help McLaren. Oh, I didn't actually see, Paul has got past eventually. Kays has fallen a little bit far behind her, so maybe a bit of a mistake. But Adam's making his way up the field quite nicely. He's at P8. Too far away from Bio to make the move. both similar ERS to leaders, as K's Babu has actually come into the pit, so maybe he did have a mistake. He's a wing change, and he does, yeah. Unfortunate for him. He's going to get the sauce for the rest of this race, and he might be able to salvage some points at least. So it doesn't look like at the minute we're going to continue the streak of a different winner from every race, because the top 4 have all won a race this season. Killer Miller hasn't, so he's still in with a shout. You never know what happens. But yeah, it's a time penalty of course as well. Bio, as I said earlier, would have won the race had he kept it on the road on the last lap in Japan. He's gone a bit wide, so it's going to give Adam a good run. Adam does have a time penalty. Bio's actually come to the pits, so does he have damage? Where's Podgy? Adam up. He's gone for the softs. No wing change, so maybe that's how long the mediums last, about 13-14 laps. Oh yeah, I was very wrong about the medium runners going to the end. No way they can do 20 odd laps on these mediums. There's a spinner, is that VQ? He's at the back of the field. Even though it's home track, he did say he wasn't very good at it, so better things to come from VQ. That's when it's just still following Joel around, picking up the DRS. And you can see the effect of that now, because Toto, without the DRS, has lost 2 seconds. This shows how vital it is to stay in the DRS. Crouchy again making his way up through the field, and that is Bio. He's out of the race. Just put them fresh softs on, and there's another Steve's car, third one of the night. I think that's the 4th driver who have lost it at that corner as well tonight. So see Joel early on nearly crashing there as well earlier on. EQ picks up a 5-second time penalty. So I would expect everyone to go onto the softs now, unless they would like the track position. It'll be interesting to see what Joel does. Will he try and hold on to a track position for the last few laps? It looks like he's going to try. Winnets, Toto, Paul and Killer Miller all go in for the soft, so Adam's in as well. Podgy also going for the softs. Crouchy's going to come in as well as Dylan. So Winnet's actually on for the medium, so maybe he ran out of soft tyres qualifying. But yeah, pretty much the whole field has gone on to the softs. So Joel decided to go for track position. He's defended his lead pretty well so far, but he's going to have a lot tougher job this time around with all these soft runners behind him. And also Winnets is going to be under threat also on the mediums. So there's a chance for Toto, Paul I would say Killer Miller as well, but he got that 3-second time penalty. What's happened there? I gave it back, that's fine. But yeah, it's quite a hard one to call at a minute. I would say, even though he's on the mediums, I think Winnets, in my mind, is the favourite to win this race. But we will see. And it is Wednesday, and we do like to curse these drivers. And as me and Alice know very well. Have to wait for the VQ and Woody Ketchup to catch up. Football done, getting Liverpool. I'm guessing they won. What did I miss? Yeah, I've missed Vaughan and bidding it, who just took the lead and then immediately bidding it. This is the third safety car of the race. It's been a pretty decent race so far. A lot better than last season. Wasn't very hard to beat though. Safety car is in this lap, so hopefully we're going to have 7 laps of racing. Or 6 should I say. Joel sent them quite early this last time. And he sent them early again. Winnets again has a very... Oh no, what's happened here? Oh, that's gonna... There's a 5-second penalty there. It's a bit of a messy restart this was. Toto's up to second. I don't know if Winnets got wing damage. It looked like he might contact the wall, but he's gone back up to second. Joel's dropped down to third. He's going to struggle on 17 lap old hard. And he is struggling big time. Someone's running to the back of him. I think it was his teammate. Get him in that. Yep, he's lost his wing. Obviously just caught unaware how slow he was going. And look at it, there's a big gap because of Joel and his hards. Toto has got away here. A huge gap from P5 there. There's a messy restart. I'm quite sure what happened. It looked like the safety car was just Joel was just following it too closely. And that's another one gone out that corner. And who was that? Was it Dylan? Anyway, it's another safety car, and that's the 4th one. So that's going to help Toto hold on. K's Babu's a bit overshot there. Yeah, it looks like Toto has got this in the bag now as the actual safety car. Joel clearly made the wrong decision to stay out there. Thought he might be able to stick out with them hards till the end. Looked like he was leading the race for most of this race, but now finds himself in P10. As we're nearly lost half the field now. Yeah, looks like last season again. Not quite as bad though. It's been some good racing in this time. Yes, Paul has that 5-second penalty, but might have a claim to get that removed. Car coming to pits there, presumably for a wing change. Adam's now up to P4, so he's got himself back into this race pretty well. There's the pit stops. Podgy 4, VQ 5. There's Bellies. Paul, like I said, might be able to get that removed, because that did seem a bit of a dodgy restart. It looked like Joel wanted to go, but the safety car was still there. I don't know if he just didn't let the safety car go, or it was a late call. Not quite sure. Either way, it was a very messy restart. Curse Toto, I've already tried. He's looked like he's going to win this race. He just holds on for the last 3 laps. Will be 2 when the safety car comes in this lap, hopefully. Zandvoort does seem to be one of the tracks where the safety car just comes out for every single crash. Don't really make sense really, because we have it reduced as well. And then we go into tracks like Monaco where there's fucking wings flying off everywhere. Cars DNFing all over the place and doesn't come out once. At least we see the new Aston Martin safety car for the 4th time. Yeah, we'll come in this lap and see some racing. There it is. Careful, guys. Oh, there we go. There's some contact. There's some 5-second penalties there. So you're back in the field up all the way to the line, maybe. Oh, he's off now. Round the bend. And we're back racing again. Kane, Boo. Joel already fighting out. Crouchy also in the mix. And there's a spinner there. And there's, oh no, Paul's gone into the pits. He must have wing damage from that. Yeah, winning Toto. Another spinner at the back, that's Woody Ketchup, I think. He's not another safety car. Joel's made himself back up to P5 already. Overtakes Crouchy. Adam's tailed off from the front 2. We'll see about that safety car restart again. I think I've got quite a good view of it. miles a tyre and win it, so he does look very slightly to win this race, but he has got that 5-second time penalty. Might have a claim to get it removed, but it's going to be Winnets at the minute who is going to take this win. Provisional anyway. Very unfortunate for Paul, because if he stayed in the top 3 he could have got that 5-second removed. Had to get that wing change. Podgy Porter finds himself in P4 as well. Quiet race on him tonight. He's managed to get back up there with his safety cars. Let's see if Joel can redeem himself here on the fresher tyres than the cars ahead of him, as we now enter the final lap of this race. It looks like he's going to get Podgy easy. He's going to brake later down on the outside. A little bit of wheel banging. Goes for the switchback. Doesn't quite get the traction. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. Toto's now going up a 1.5 second gap. So he's going to cross the line first, but as I said, he's got a penalty. Paul sets a fastest lap, but he's not going to get a point for P11. Here's my driver Dana, so a quick look before I cross the line. You can never find these things, you know. There we go. It's hard to pick one after sort of race we had at the end there with the safety cars, so we'll see in a minute, because Toto is going to cross the line in first. Winnets is going to win the race provisionally. Toto's going to drop down to P5. Joel gets a podium for now. Case gets into the top 10 in the end, as does VQ. Picks up a point. Paul's the last one there. Come round. Oh, don't forget Woody's got a 10-second time penalty, so Paul actually is too far behind. But yeah, a few incidents at the end there after a good race. Driver of the day is Adam. On to the game. Probably hard to disagree. He had a quiet race, but he come back. Let's go up a screenshot. But anyway, this is the provisional standings after this car restart. We'll have a look at that during the week. So Winnets comes home for the win. Adam P2. Joel makes himself way back up into the podium. Crouchy, who had that bad start, manages to get P4 in the end. Toto cross the line in first, but demoted down to 5th. Podgy 6th. Killer Miller 7th. Woody Ketchup 8th, who has a time penalty of 10 seconds, so he'll be going down the order. K's on his debut, finished P9 in the end. VQ rounds up the top 10. Paul gets the fastest lap, but he will not get anything for that. So, and the rest are DNFs. So yeah, I think my driver of the day will be Adam. Kept himself out of trouble, I think, towards the end, and managed to get P2 in the end, which will help his championship course. So Tuesday we are back for Tier 1. And we are at, I think we're at Monza. And we are Temple of Speed for the next week at Tier 1. Tuesday, same time as usual. And hopefully next week, Wednesday, on time hopefully, we're at Silverstone. So that'll be a good race also. 2 very good tracks. And yep, we'll see you next week.